NANI?
私の全部をあげるからゴーストの全部使わせて。
勝つさ。
Hello and welcome to Sakura Society, an anime appreciation podcast where we aim to show that anime is far more than just tentacles and catgirls. There's also countless stories of love, loss, laughs, hope, horror, and happiness that are just dying to be found. And I, Brenda White, the Salt and Pepper Senpai, am here to help you find them. Sakura Society is proudly powered by Audio Technica and Ice-T Aesthetics, so please go upgrade your audio and streetwear games today, preferably after you're finishing listening to this banger of an episode. And joining me in the studio is an alpaca aficionado, corporate killer, cosplay commander, mosh pit mummy, shooter of shots, and sharer of stories, who can be found regularly entertaining the masses on both Twitch and YouTube. She has rather excellent taste in anime as well, mind you, citing Naruto, Berserk, One Piece, Cowboy Bebop, Chainsaw Man, or in High School, and Death Note as some of her favorites. You can find her having the occasional dirty dry gin martini, with extra olives, of course, or elsewhere at Ness Alpaca. That's NESSALPACA on all the socials and Twitch and YouTube. Please go check it out and give her a follow on those. Ness, you goddamn legend. Welcome to the studio. How might you be doing?
Hello, everybody.
It is so good to have you here. And I just found out before we hit record, this is your first ever podcast. So welcome and thank you for choosing me as your first podcast experience. So thank you.
No, thank you for having me. Oh my gosh, I feel so formal right now.
Hey, you can be as informal as you want. You can drop a shit or an ass right now to loosen things up, and then we can have a bit of fun. So, yeah, welcome. It's super exciting to have you here. As I rattled off in sort of that opening intro, you are a wearer of many hats. You do many, many, many things. You are in the public space. You are famous and potentially infamous on the internets out there doing all kinds of things.
Not famous. Definitely infamous. Public
but
enemy number
is
one.
a good thing. Is a good thing. You know, you do it with a smile, with your heart on display. So let's walk it back and let's sort of talk about you as a person, as a content creator, all the cool things you do, and then we can sort of narrow that focus into maybe some anime discussions. So yeah, I sort of cherry picked a couple of things that you get up to on the internet, and also some of the things you do sort of offline as far as hobbies and things. You yeah, like I said, you do many things. You keep yourself very busy both here in Australia and abroad. So how do you maintain a level of insanity with all these things going on?
Yeah, so I am a corporate worker. I work in IT 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and I stream sometimes on Friday nights after work, but usually on the weekends. And then I have a lot of hobbies, but I feel like it's because I like keeping busy. I don't like just sitting down, but cosplay, anime, manga is a huge chunk of my hobbies. Takes a lot of my time. And yeah, I've been watching anime since I was 5, and I'm an old lady now, and been reading manga since my late teens, and I'm also an old lady now. And I've been cosplaying since my fresh age of 16, and as I said, I am an old lady now. So yeah, it's been part of my life for a long time.
You are not an old lady, so we'll walk that back and throw that in the trash. That is just slander we're not going to accept here on the podcast. But yeah, you're a very multifaceted individual, and I appreciate that your anime taste, it is very diverse and covers, you know, some of the mainstream titles that most casual or sort of intense anime fans would understand. But then, like, I didn't mention it in here because what the anime in question we're going to be tackling on the podcast is one of these anime which I feel is a little left of center. It's an anime that not everybody knows about or not everybody's given a chance. And hopefully after this podcast, they'll walk away and go, you know what, I got to watch this because it's so fantastic and super fun. But like, I enjoy that you're going through with some of those fandoms. You've got some shonen, you've got some really dark fantasy stuff, you've got some modern new hotness when it comes to, you know, Chainsaw Man, one of the main gateway anime, I guess, for a lot of like new potential fans in something like Death Note, but then, you know, like or in High School as well. So out of those, if we're sort of going to go back to when you first started watching anime, when you mentioned when you were 5. So, not too long ago, a couple of years ago now. What was sort of your gateway into anime way back then?
So, this is one of my most standout memories. I remember, I'm obviously based in Australia from Sydney, and at the time my mom couldn't look after me, so I would stay over my cousin's house. And I remember it was 5 a.m. because we had to get ready for school, and Sailor Moon played on Cheese TV. And I was 5, so I was like in year 1 or kindy, either one. I think I was year 1. And I just remember like, oh my goodness, these girls are so pretty. And then at school, I had one friend, my best friend, and she also watched Sailor Moon. And so during recess and lunch, we would I was always Sailor Mars because I was, Asian with black hair. And she was Sailor Jupiter because she had curly brown hair. And we would just reenact episodes that we watched. And Sailor Moon was actually the very first I watched. And then I would say Pokemon. I did watch a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh, but never got into it. It was a little bit too boyish for me. And then it's actually pretty funny. My brother, so he's 8 years younger than me. So by the time I was in high school, he was still in primary school. And we're Filipino. So he'd be like, Ate, you have to watch this guy. He's stretchy. And I remember walking out into the living room, looking at Luffy. I'm like, he's ugly. And then I went back into my room. And then he would always be like, Ate, you have to watch these ninjas. You need to watch Naruto. And I'm like, nah, they're all ugly. And then I would go back to my room and watch Chobits, But I remember that a lot. And I would always say like, oh my gosh, little bro, your taste in anime is so trash. And then, oh my gosh, and then what happened to me? Now One Piece and Naruto is like my favorite animes in the world. But so that's pretty much how I started. It was Sailor Moon on Cheese TV at a random early morning.
I think Cheese TV is a fantastic gateway for anime. Like it's such an awesome vessel. Like the majority of the people that are Australian based that I've had on the podcast over the years have all mentioned Cheese TV, whether it be Dragon Ball, whether it be Sailor Moon, whether it be some of the other stuff that Cheese TV sort of churned out over the years. Like, so I'm really thankful for those sort of weekday morning cartoons as we were getting ready for school. Like, and I don't think any of us probably appreciate how much of an impactful show that was for its time.
Yes, I agree. And back then you don't even think, oh, this is anime. To you, it's just cool cartoons that look really good.
Yeah.
And so I never realized that I was into anime till obviously high school, when we had the internet access. But Cheese TV was a great show. Oh, what's it called? Not a show. It's like I guess it is a show.
I guess you call it a show.
Yeah. Cheese TV was great. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, very thankful to the guys on that show back in the day. I met them a few years ago when they sort of came out again at PAX, and I think that's
crazy.
Don't want to say too much, and that's their personal stories, but they've lived they've had some pretty hard times after Cheese TV. So some of the war stories they shared as far as the things they got up to and the decisions they made flowing on from those years was pretty heavy, but I think they've come out of it for the better. So well done to the two boys there. But yeah, shout out to Cheese TV and shout out to Sailor Moon. It it's still one of those IP that just stands the test of time. Anybody, even non-anime fans, will know who Sailor Moon is or what Sailor Moon is. And I love that when you see some of these Western shows break into like other markets, or Eastern shows, break into the other Western markets and sort of get that national and global notoriety. And I think we're seeing that. Obviously Naruto is another one that did that, but like recently with stuff like Chainsaw Man, like it is one of the biggest IP on planet Earth right now. And it has never ceased to shock and awe me, that's for sure, because it goes some places.
Yeah. I just can't believe how back then you say, oh, I like Japanese anime. And they're like, what? Loser. But now you say, I like Japanese anime. Oh my gosh, me too.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so thankful for all the streamers just about, having a catalog of various sizes with anime on it now. Like even like Disney Plus has some good stuff, and Netflix is a monster now, and Prime Video has some stuff there too. So it's really breaking down a lot of those doors where,
Mm.
like someone like, my mum, for example, the whitest of white woman known to man from the country wouldn't really know anime if it's sort of, she tripped over it, but she's watched a few of these things that I've recommended. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so thankful for you recommending this to me because was an amazing story or amazing visual or whatever. And
Yeah.
it's just so much good stuff in anime.
Yeah, there is. The sad thing is I've watched so many that I can't even remember half the stuff I've watched because it's just too many. But I'd say 90% of the stuff I've watched have been good.
Yeah, I think we're pretty spoiled because the quality of storytelling remains pretty consistent. Yeah, there is some trash, but there can still be some enjoyment in some of that trash that comes out every season. So for better or for worse, I watch a lot of the trash and a lot of the dregs. I think I was doing the math earlier. I think I'm climbing closer to 10,000 total episodes of anime watched in my lifetime.
Episodes? What about like just anime titles itself?
So anime title, I think the numbers on that was around 800 or so.
I think I would be about 300 to 400, 350, something like that. Yeah.
That's still huge. That's huge.
But I just, out of sight, out of mind. So, when you ask me like, what's your favorite animes? I actually have so many, but I don't remember them because if I haven't like seen it or looked at it in a long time, I just forget about it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There's just that constant influx of new stuff coming out or new seasons to ones we love. So yeah, the things that are at the top of the list get overtaken and forgotten about and put aside, and
not enough storage in the brain.
No, especially as we get a little bit older, it gets harder to prioritize what you keep in here and what falls out. But yeah. But what would you say, like, out of that list? I don't want to put you on the spot, but have you got sort of like an official sort of Ness top 3 all time out of that list, or is it sort of almost like that's conversation where parents have, they're like, oh, I don't have a favorite child, I can't pick a favorite. Like, do you love them all equally, or have you got standouts?
I would say I do have standouts, but the way I rank them isn't per se like how great the story is or the characters. It's more of how they impacted me, especially when I was younger. So Naruto is number one. I feel like a lot of people feel this too, but if it wasn't for Naruto, I don't know where I would be right now. That anime actually helped me through the toughest times. And I would say One Piece too, especially during my youth and my early 20s, because One Piece has been going on for so long. They essentially have grown up with me. And I don't want to like talk about my past, but like I would say Naruto kind of raised me in a way, because I'm an orphan and stuff. So I feel I really connect with Naruto as a character. And then honestly, my Bride Is A Mermaid, because I have the best memories of it. I remember this is when I was living in the Philippines. I was watching it for the first time, and I'll never forget. Can I say the scene?
Yeah, of course.
At the festival when Nagasumi gets given the banana.
Oh, yeah.
I remember crying. Like, I rewatched that exact scene over and over again, just crying to myself, laughing, because I found it so funny. And so because I was going through a tough time that time as well, so my Bride Is A Mermaid holds a very special place in my heart, because one of my favorite emotions is actually laughing. I love to laugh. So even though I may not be funny, if someone else is funny, I'm happy. So yeah, I oh my gosh. Yeah, I just have good memories with that.
Yeah, it's crazy how powerful a piece of media can be depending on where you are in that point in time in your life, whether you're at a high point, a low point, or somewhere in between.
Yeah.
And like you said, like, you're not grading this based off, oh, my anime list has given this a 9.87, so I have to agree. Like, you're basing it off the emotions that you felt.
Yeah, the impact that I've had at that point in time. Because there are actually a lot more animes that I would say are better, but I don't know. These are very close to my heart, so I will always say Naruto number one.
Yeah, that's your list. Like, no one can dispute that. Like, I feel when you see these rankings and scores of anime or video games or whatever, like people sort of take it to the grave a little too hard, where they're like, you know what, IGN or My Anime List or Crunchy gave this a 4.9 or a 9.2, where I think it's an 8.7, so they're dickheads. It's like, no, like scoring is relative, and it sort of is uniquely impactful to the consumer. So yeah, like same thing, like my list, some of the anime in my top 10, some people are like, what, really? You have food you have Food Wars in your top 10? And I'm like, I do.
I remember we had a conversation about this actually. Pax.
Because it's just like similar to My Bride Is A Mermaid. Like it is just so stupid good fun, and I'm so food coded as well that when you combine food with zany antics and humor, like I'm never not going to have a good time. So yeah. But,
I have
great.
I have a few standout memories as well. Have you ever watched Detective? Wait, what's it called? Kitty Called Detective Inaba?
Oh yes, yeah.
Do you remember?
Not for a while now.
Okay,
but
same.
Yeah.
But I remember crying when he showed the Siamese cat. Or was it the hairless cat? You know
the hairless cat. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I just remember being in my room. So I was in my early 20s. I remember I was in my room watching on my Vio Sony pink laptop, and I kept replaying that scene, just laughing over and over again. I didn't even finish that anime, by the way, but I still say that is like one of the funniest animes I've seen as well.
Yeah.
Oh, good times.
Yeah. I was cackling again. Like I think just there's a place for that just level of zany and absurd comedy that just more people need to give it a chance. And whether it be Detective Inaba, whether it be the anime we're going to be talking about today, and even like current stuff like that makes me feel and think the same way, like stuff like Konosuba at the moment still has that same level of zaniness and just what the Christ is going on. And like my dear friend Nokotan that came out year before last, I think like we need more of just this really dumb silly comedy that still has a heart underneath all that dumb silliness.
Have you seen Asobi Asobase?
I haven't watched it all. I saw it on the list. I need to. I know.
That one, oh my gosh. I'm not going to say the scene, but I was cackling, crying, replaying that episode. Oh my God, it's so stupid.
I've got to go back because I watched a few episodes of that, I don't know how many years ago, and then just got caught up in something else and just never went back. So I need to take some time to give it a spin because, again, that's another one that I remember I really enjoyed, but just, for reasons unknown, I just never circled back. It's too much anime. Too much anime.
Oh my gosh, yeah. There is too many animes. There's also like Nichijou. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've got the collector's edition manga box set just out of scene over here in a pile. So yeah, I've been sort of collecting a lot of my old favorites, just going back and trying to get the box sets or the ones of ones. Yeah. Especially like when it comes to when I'm reading a lot of manga these days, I read so much of it digitally because it comes out quicker that way. And then if I'm vibing it, then I'll make sure I go and get all the physicals down the track. But it's not have enough room. Like when you've got, like the hardcover sets of like Berserk, and I picked up the Hellsing hardcover sets the other day. I've got a Claymore box set that takes up half my damn bedroom. Like, it's ridiculous.
I've never watched Hellsing, but I've watched the abridged version, and it's my favorite. I'm pretty sure I'm 1 million of those views of the Hellsing abridged on YouTube.
So they should be thanking you.
Yeah, I've watched it so many times, but I've never actually watched the anime. And the hardcover sets look amazing. So I think when I finish Berserk, I'm going to dabble into. Pretty. Yeah, it looks so good.
So pretty.
It looks so good.
Yeah.
And I love vampires and stuff like that. I have Dracula, the classic novel. So I feel like I should definitely, this is something I would enjoy, but I just never, I don't know. I didn't even know about it till the abridged.
Well, yeah, I need to go check out, Asobi Asobase, and you go check out Hellsing. We'll report back. We'll compare notes. So outside of anime, is there anything else that you're sort of currently obsessed with, whether that be something you're watching or like a hobby you've picked up or hobby you've been doing, like a tasty treat, a new body pillow? What is it? Is there something that, that's sort of really checking the boxes for Ness at the moment?
At the moment, I am learning electric guitar. So I'm spending my time trying to play. It's actually something I don't really post online because it's one of the few hobbies that is just for myself, because I post my cosplay. I mean, I even post myself at work. Like, I feel like I don't really have much anymore that is just for me. And yeah, I've been reading as well. I'm currently reading The Picture of Dorian Gray. Great. Cool.
Yes.
Oh, I wish I read it sooner. Like, where have I been?
Mm-hmm.
And I obviously love NBA, but I really like NBL. So I usually go watch
Get some
the
Kings
games.
games?
Yes. Kings.
Okay.
So I really enjoy watching NBL, but I think it's more of a cope because I can never watch the NBA in person.
Yeah. That makes it tough.
Yeah.
As far as NBA goes, have you got I'm assuming you've got a favorite team. Who's your favorite team?
Well, I used to like Jimmy Butler, but isn't he MIA right now?
Yeah, he's out for, I think he did his ACL, so he's on
he's,
IR for the
isn't he Golden
Warriors.
State? Yeah. So, and I do like Steph Curry.
Okay.
But I feel like that's kind of a controversial take nowadays because I've heard people say that Steph. Oh, am I going on a tangent?
No, we can go wherever you want to go.
I've heard people say that Steph Curry kind of ruined basketball because he introduced just threes.
No,
non-stop threes.
He evolved basketball.
I think they're just haters, to be honest. Yeah,
like he's the best shooter of all time.
Yeah,
like,
I do like
you
Steph
can't
Curry
on him for that.
Yeah,
and he seems like a good dude. Like everything I've seen with Steph Curry, he seems like a good human. Like you see a lot of these celebrities or crossover athletes, and then you see them in the public eye, and you're like, "Oh, you're kind of a shit human," but he just seems like a good dude.
Seems chill.
I don't really agree with Jimmy Butler's coffee that he sells. It's called like Big Head Coffee, and it's like $50 a glass or something. But
can I speak in my defense? I like him more because, do you know Emo Jimmy?
Oh yeah.
And because he likes Domino's.
Are we talking Domino's the game or Domino? Okay.
Yes, he's hella into Domino's, so I find that really funny.
He's quite an eccentric. I watched it Starting Five. I think I learned a lot more about him in that.
That is when I learned that he played Domino's. I'm like, oh, and then Emo Jimmy is probably my favorite alter ego.
Yeah, so great.
But I think as a player, I would say, Steph Curry would be my favorite.
Yeah. Now you shouldn't get any flame for that because he's a freak. Like the fact that he's late 30s and still shooting better than anybody.
Yeah. I forgot who I was talking to about that actually, but yeah, anyways. And I lost my train of thought, but yeah.
Just talking about I asked you about your favorite basketball team. You said you get into NBL a lot.
Oh yeah, I love Kings. I love Davis. He's my favorite. Kind of sad for him because he's too short for the NBA. So
there's hope for him yet. Like I think Muggsy Bogues was 5'6", I think, if I remember right. So he could get there.
Maybe. Did you know they recently poached Tuies? Do you know Tuies? I think he plays for
Oh, yeah. He plays for the Pacers, right?
Yes, correct. I actually watched him a couple years ago play on the Kings. And then I always wondered, where did he go? It turns out he's now in the NBA. So there you go.
Got drafted. Yeah. And, he looks like he's a good young player. Like we do pretty well, Australia. Like I feel with most sports, we punch far above our weight class based off population where we have so many of these athletes coming through. And, like Dyson Daniels is carving it up there at Atlanta and too many things to do. And yeah, like you said, sort of circling back to that first talking point, I like that you take some hobbies and just keep them for yourself. I feel that's really important for people's mental health and sanity.
Yeah, because cosplay initially was just for me, but it obviously is doing well online. So you kind of have to make it, I don't know how to word this, but cosplay essentially is no longer exclusively for me. I still do it because I want to and because it's fun, but I have to keep in mind my audience online, what kind of characters would they like, blah, 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 blah. What TikTok should I do that they'd like type of thing. But yeah, I think if I didn't have any hobbies to myself, because I stream, right? And my chat are like, oh, can you play guitar for us? And I said, the moment I start playing for you guys, then I'm just performing and it's not for me anymore. If you're here in the room with me, I'll play for you. But yeah, I want to keep some things to myself. But anyways, yeah.
No, I think that's really, really wise, and anyone listening, needs to be mindful of that for themselves too. Like it's all
Yeah.
well and good to share yourself with the world and with social media, but if you share everything, you've got nothing for yourself to treasure and sort of just
Exactly.
hold close. So be
Yeah.
mindful that otherwise you get burnt out and then you're just
Yeah.
nothing but a husk. So guitar wise, am I making up stories or did I see, have you got a Schecter?
No, I got a Strat.
You got a Strat, okay.
Yeah. I just got a basic one. I want to get good enough and then I will reward myself with a better guitar.
Okay.
But I just got a basic Strat. It's got 3 pickups. It does the job. And
Yeah.
then I got a cute little Fender amp. I really want to get the Hello Kitty pedal.
Yeah. That'd be cute.
I currently have the Hello Kitty cord, the amp cord. But yeah, so no, guitar's been, I am not musically inclined, can't sing, can't dance, can't do anything, but I've always tried when I was younger playing guitar. I remember in high school and I was just like, girl, put that instrument down. But I was always good at wind instruments. So I played the clarinet and saxophone and those were fun, but my mom didn't really care because it was just noise to her. And she's Filipino, so she preferred if I either played piano or guitar, but it just wasn't in my bones. But I don't know, maybe because I am playing guitar through an adult lens, I think I'm doing okay. Like I'm actually not that bad at music as I thought I was.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And I think you're doing better than 95% of the population. Like I think a lot of us are quick to procrastinate, like, oh, I'm going to pick up an instrument. I'm going to play this or do that. And we never do, or we do them because we're not good. The first time we pick it up, we put it down and never go again.
Yeah, I was worried that like, oh my gosh, did I spend all this money just to quit in like 2 months if I'm trash at it? But hey, it's been when did I start? It's been a while. It's I think it'll be a year in a couple months. But
okay.
Yeah, it's been a while. Haven't given up. So it's good. It's fun.
Good.
It's
kudos to you. Like I wanted to learn guitar in my early 20s. Bought a guitar, went hard and fast at it for a few bits, and then got distracted by something else and lent my guitar to a friend and just never got it back.
Never saw
So Dan, I hope you're enjoying that Schecter. That's where I was thinking of the Schecter from my own traumatic experiences. When it comes to the cosplay stuff, like you mentioned that you're sort of doing a lot of this with your audience or internet and I guess just the community in mind as a whole.
Yeah.
If none of that was an issue, like we swept all that aside right now, what is your dream cosplay, irrespective of virality or, community perception? Like who would you love to cosplay as, regardless of the shtick you might take or the lack of clicks that you feel you might not get because it's so out there?
I've actually already done them.
Oh,
and,
okay then.
They actually didn't really do very well online, which is whatever. I don't care. But Shirahoshi has always been my dream. And maybe I'll show you offline, but I made a lot of her costume. I made a gigantic shell that lit up. It was really intense. And then Bayonetta. Oh my gosh. Bayonetta was the most painful cosplay I've ever worn, especially because
the headpiece that you made, like the hairpiece.
Yeah. Like I brought it to PAX last year and I only lasted an hour. I'm like, I have to take this off. So, but yeah, like they don't do as well. But yeah, I would say those two were my dreams and I already did them. And they're the ones that as well. Do you know Ragnarok Online? I handmade from scratch a Soul Linker costume.
No way.
No one knows who I was.
That's a deep cut right there.
No one knew who I was.
Very deep cut, yeah.
But I was very proud.
You knew who.
Yeah, I mean,
who
I knew. Didn't care. But that one as well. So I've always wanted to do Ragnarok Online. This was like ages ago though. As for now, who would be the next person? I've pretty much done everyone I think I've wanted to do. I would say maybe Rock Lee.
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
I would be Guy Sensei, and my cosplay duo, she would be Rock Lee because she's younger than me. So.
Okay, there you go.
But yeah, I would love to. I think that's next.
Well, we've
Rock
got
Lee
plenty
and
of
Guy
cons
Sensei.
here in the AU to
Yes.
make that happen this year. So who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
It's exciting. Yeah, I'm still yet to dip a toe into the cosplay world. I sort of appreciate it from the sidelines and have a lot of respect for that world and that universe and the creativity and the blood, sweat, and tears and the money that goes into it from all these poor
the
cosplayers
money.
like yourself. I think people don't understand how much time and energy and effort and money goes into some of these
It's a very
cosplays that you see
expensive
walking
hobby,
around
yeah.
a show floor. Like, yeah, but I used to think, oh, man, you made that? What the hell? And now you're walking around all day in this? Like, are you crazy? Like, hat tip to you, Mr. or Mrs. Like, well done.
Yeah.
But no, cosplay, I'll do it one day, I think.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah, we're teeing one up.
Yeah, I need to figure out what we should do. But we'll definitely do it. It'll be fun.
Yeah, no, should be fun. Looking forward to assuming the role of someone else for at least for a hot minute. I think that should be really fun. But what do you think? Otherwise, we're going to be sitting here for the next 3 days riffing, which I'm completely okay with, but I know you're a busy woman. Shall we sort of jump into the podcast?
But yes, let's do it.
Okay, so for listeners, viewers, and everyone else in between, if you're stopping by for the first time on this podcast, firstly, what took you so goddamn long to find it? It's a fantastic piece of content, but secondly, thank you. The way this podcast works is we are going to be doing a deep dive on the first 1 to 3 episodes of an anime in question, talking about the good, the bad, and everything else in between to try and take the guesswork out from yourselves as potentially being new viewers or fans of this anime. So we're just going to unpack it from front to back, give you full spoiler thoughts. So we are going to be sort of spoiling things from the first 3 episodes. We're not going to ruin the overall, plot point or the overall sort of finale and things like that. But we are going to be going every which way on episodes 1 through 3 of this particular anime. So like I said, just try and work out, is this worth your time? Is this an anime you should check out? If you've liked this, you'd like that, etc., etc., just to try and sort of, take down some of those barriers to entry. So, I'm excited for this one because we sort of alluded earlier in the pod here that this is one of Nessa's all-time favorites. And it is so fantastic. It is so wholesome and just so unhinged at times, yet it's still got this big heart that sort of sits over the top of this just insanity. And it's some of the most fun viewing I've had over the last few months revisiting this, because this anime came out way back when in 2007. So we're nearly 20 years since this debuted, which is crazy to sort of say out loud.
That's crazy.
We're going to sort of start, we'll set the stage before we dive into our thoughts. Where did this show come from? Why should people care, etc. So let me just sort of, set the scene here. So picture this. The Little Mermaid meets Godfather, but make it anime and crank the absurdity up to 11. Today, we're diving into My Bride Is A Mermaid, where a near-death experience leads to shotgun marriage, yakuza mermaids, and the most overprotective father-in-law in anime history. My Bride Is A Mermaid began life as a manga series written and illustrated by Tahiki Kimura, first serialized in Square Enix's monthly Gungan Wing magazine way back in 2002. It ran until 2008 before hopping over to monthly Gungan Joker for a brief stint in 2010. The manga was collected into 16 volumes, proving this aquatic love story had serious staying power. The anime adaptation hit Japanese television on April 1st, 2007. No, that's not an April Fool's joke. Directed by Seiji Kishi and animated by the powerhouse duo of Gonzo and AIC. The series ran for 26 episodes through September 2007. Interestingly, episode 17 was actually pulled from broadcast on ATX due to copyright concerns. Apparently, some characters looked a bit too familiar to other works, if you catch my drift. The series was eventually licensed by Funimation under the title My Bride Is A Mermaid, with both sub and dub versions available. So, Ness, firstly, were you familiar with Gonzo or AIC's work before discovering My Bride Is A Mermaid? They're the studios behind titles like Hellsing, which we just talked about, Full Metal Panic, and later went on to do Strike Witches.
I had no idea. Can I just say, funny thing, my birthday is April Fool's. It's meant to be. Yeah.
Really? So
Yes.
it's my dad's. My dad's birthday is
No
April Fool's Day
way.
as well. Yeah.
It was meant to be.
There you go.
But no, I didn't know. So how I stumbled onto My Bride Is A Mermaid is I was living in the Philippines. I was about 19. And there's like a lot of different stalls. I lived in the mountains called Baguio City, and on Session Road, it's kind of like George Street or Sydney or I forgot what your main street in Melbourne is called. But anyways, it's just like the main street. And my grandma wanted to just buy me some leggings. And so we went to this like random, like really, what are they called?
Just like a little shopping,
like a little market
court?
store.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a market store, yeah. And they had what we used to call VCDs.
Yes, I know VCDs. I bought many a bootleg VCD.
Yes.
I mean, no, I didn't.
Yeah. But I remember I was just like going through them randomly. And for some reason, I just picked up the VCD, My Bride Is A Mermaid. And I looked at it, I'm like, well, I like The Little Mermaid. And then I asked my grandma, like, can I have this? And it was like 20 pesos. And she's like, okay. And so that's how I just randomly found it in a random market store that sold leggings and VCDs.
That is so great. That is so
Yeah,
great. So
random, right?
when you picked up this VCD and you looked at the key visual, the key art on this VCD case, what was those early expectations? Because you obviously hadn't heard of this before, but you just connected it to, this is Ariel and Sebastian and Under the Sea and all this sort of vibe, but in anime form. What was your feelings when you were taking this home as a young Ness about to chuck it into the player to check it out? Like, what were you expecting that you were going to be watching?
So at the time, what was I watching? I think I was watching, it's a romance anime. I really can't remember, but Kimi ni Todoke? Did that come out at that? Was that out at that time?
I think the first season might have been out.
I also had that on VCD.
Okay.
Anyway, so I had finished that and I just wanted something else. And it was actually Luna, her character, that was on the VCD with the pink hair, that I was like, oh, she's so cute. Surely this is going to be a good anime. So I didn't have much thought. I like The Little Mermaid, pink hair, character, cute. That was it. And then never went back.
Never went back. No regrets.
Yeah,
because
no regrets.
Yeah, like sort of the elevator pitch as far as like boy nearly drowns, gets saved by a mermaid, forced to marry into a yakuza family. Like I feel that is one hell of a story pitch. And sort of saying that out loud right now, like if someone told me to watch something and that was the concept or the story they sold me, I'm like, hold my beer, let's roll. Like this sounds fantastic. It sounds absurd. And sort of, I think a lot of the broader community tends to agree with that level of saying it's fantastic, because on my anime list, it's a 7.65 out of 10. I know we were sort of saying scores aren't definitive or the be all and end all, but when we've had 150,000 user reviews on my anime list, I feel that's a good sort of litmus test. It's a good, like, you know what? Anime fans, they frequent this website, and giving it a 7.65, I think that's rock solid. I might score it, like I don't like to score things, but I'd score it maybe a little bit higher just based off that personal enjoyment. I would score a little
higher, yeah. I feel like it's kind of timeless as well with the animation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it holds up really well. And that was something that really, really sort of surprised me. And I remember watching it for myself. It would have been like, I didn't catch it in 2007 when it first dropped. It might have been a couple of years later. Similar situation.
Yeah.
Back when I was in Sydney at the time, went to a place that sold VCDs as well. And I used to, collect a lot of my media from these establishments.
I think I know the exact place you're talking about. Is it in Haymarket?
Yes, it is.
Okay, well, was. Rest in peace. But
yeah, I spent many $1 in there buying all kinds of, I'm not going to say official in parentheses, but as close to copies of media as I could. And I remember picking this up and I'm going, you know what, this looks zany. It looks silly. I like the art style. The characters look nice and quirky. And it gave me really like Ranma 1/2 vibes.
I've never seen.
Oh, you've never watched Ranma?
Maybe you should. It's been recommended and it's on my list to watch. Yeah,
please do. Whether it be the original from the 80s or the remake that's happened the last couple of years. There's 2 seasons out now. Mappa are doing it, so one of the biggest studios in the world are tackling the remake of Ranma 1/2, and it's tonally very, very, very similar to My Bride Is A Mermaid. So I think you're going to mess with it really, really well. So I feel My Bride Is A Mermaid. Let's sort of talk about that first episode titled The Yakuza Wife. Did that first episode match, subvert, or potentially demolish whatever expectation you had in your head? I'm assuming you're probably going to say demolish because you're attaching it to The Little Mermaid and thinking it might have been a little bit more sweet and wholesome and no, I don't want to say normal because maybe there's nothing normal about mermaids in general, but like what was the vibe check with you after watching the first time and even the rewatch now of episode 1?
Honestly, I do remember actually. I was just like, what is happening? Is what I kept thinking. But I couldn't stop watching because Nagasumi, like the main guy, he wasn't annoying or anything. He's actually really funny.
Yeah.
And I just remember like thinking, what is going on? And obviously I stuck around because I finished the whole thing. So, but I didn't really have, because I didn't read the blurb at the back of the VCD because it was just like the CD in a plastic sleeve.
Yeah.
So I had no
very
idea.
Official, very legitimate.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry. But I had no thoughts. I just liked mermaids, and watching it, I'm just like, this is so funny. What is this? That's what I was thinking.
That was similar thoughts to me, especially doing the rewatch again now, because we get this opening sequence where we're sort of introduced to Nagasumi and he's literally dying underwater and he gets, the princess kiss of life from Sun. So it's simultaneously like this big romantic high point, but also the start of his worst nightmare. So you go, maybe this is going to be touching and wholesome. And this young boy has been saved by this cute mermaid princess. But then the insanity and the zaniness just rips in few seconds later and it just does not let go for the entirety of this season. Like you feel like you've got a hold on this material and where it's going to go. And yet it still keeps like escalating and just going crazier and crazier and crazier. And it grabbed me really early. Like thinking back to when you first watched it, at what point did you decide like that you were in? Like, was it in episode 1, halfway through, later on? Like how long did it take for it to grab you?
So when the dad was calling for Nagasumi, he's like, Nagasumi, Nagasumi. And then obviously Nagasumi is just like, oh my God, I think I drowned. And then the dad's like, maybe it was mermaids. And then Nagasumi's like, oh, really? He's like, no, that's stupid. Let's go. That's when I'm like, oh my God, that's so stupid.
His parents are so ridiculous.
Don't his parents remind you? Have you watched Psyche K? His parents are the original Psyche K parents. Are they not?
Yeah, 100%.
His parents are so funny. And then I think for me, when I'm like, oh my God, this is my type of humor is when we meet Masa.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Masa's fantastic.
I love that character.
Shout out, whether it be we'll talk more in depth later about the voice acting and stuff, but I just wanted to shout out that Christopher Sabat is doing Masa's voice. Obviously, All Might and 1,000 other characters. Like he's got one of the best English voices and most notable voices in voice acting. So rewatching it again and hearing Masa come out and give us that like deep, distinctive Sabat sound, and then
when their faces change. So like what I love as well is that I feel when I say it's so ahead of its time, like this anime was already memeing. Like all the different types of faces that they make is what you would see nowadays. Like if someone's just trying to meme, like I don't even know how to explain it, but you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so funny.
It was a bit pioneering. So yeah, Tahiko Kimura, like the mangaka behind this, who not only wrote and illustrated My Bride Is A Mermaid, like they were ahead of the curve. They understood where internet was coming and where comedy was going, and it feels like they foresaw that, and you get a lot of that in My Bride Is A Mermaid. And yeah, it's just super enjoyable. As far as when I was in, I think when we meet Sun's dad Gozaburo the first time, and he's just ready to straight up murder this teenage boy for seeing his daughter, and just the hilarity and the absurdity of that folding in also the oceanic yakuza elements of this thing. I'm just like, I'm in. Let's go, take my money. I'm going to be a card-carrying member of this for a long time because it's so fantastic and I can't get enough. And even like we sort of don't get a ton of Maki in the first episode, but seeing Maki the
Oh,
conch,
yes.
all 3 inches of this little thing, but she's pulling out weapons that are often, bigger than herself. Like she's a badass little protector. So it's just the best kind of zany, and it's just such an enjoyable ride.
Yeah. And then I think one of my standout memories as well is the octopus and how he talks in a baby voice. And he goes, Hilly! And then because Nagasumi is such a funny character, he's like pointing all of these out. He's like, why is your voice like that? So funny. So good.
Yeah, the satire and the parody and just the zaniness, it just all like they're juggling a lot of different tones and thematical balls with this anime, but they never drop one of them. Like, maybe they do have, enough octopus arms to make this work, but yeah, it is just so enjoyable. Let's sort of shift. We'll start talking about story and the world building. Like as far as the world building goes, Ness, like this show establishes these very, very bonkers rules right off the rip. Like, there's minimal hand holding, which I appreciate with good storytelling. We do get some narration that helps sort of build out more of the world. Again, I'm a sucker for a good narrator in anime or any form of media, but we're in modern Japan. There's this entire hidden mermaid society living underwater with its own laws, hierarchies, and apparently full-blown yakuza organizations. How well do you feel the show establishes just how bizarre this world is in the first, couple episodes?
I feel it does a really good job because like I was never confused at any point. Even rewatching it, like I knew exactly what was happening, where they were, how things worked, the rules of like being a human and a mermaid and how they
coexisting?
Yeah, coexist, and how they coexist together in this modern Japan. So I think it was done really, really well. And as you said, like I wouldn't say there was a lot of hand holding. It just made sense. Yeah.
I love a story that shows instead of tells. Like as long as you're paying attention, the world sort of unveils itself as characters get introduced and sort of themes and tones and stakes get introduced. And it's done really well. And I enjoy that the show sort of just doesn't tell us that mermaids exist. It like commits to that bit very, very hard and very, very sort of abruptly in this first episode. Like within episode 1, we learn that, there's mermaid law that demands execution if a human sees their true form. Obviously we got the organized crime families. There's honor codes. There's a whole ecosystem down there. But that rapid fire world building, like I think it just stacked on top of each other repeatedly very nicely without tumbling over and sort of breaking any emotion for me.
Yeah, I feel the same. Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. How well do you feel the show establishes the rules and the logic? Like at the core premise, a mermaid is discovered by a human. Either the human or the mermaid must die unless they get married. Like that's what this anime is at its core. But did you buy into that, or was it too ridiculous? It feels like you were probably bought in like me, and we were just
I definitely bought into it. Like, it made sense, because no one else knew about the mermaids, but suspiciously Nagasumi's grandma did.
Yeah.
But no, to me, I didn't question anything. I was just like, this is hilarious. This makes sense. This is so funny. It's also, I've never seen anything with a similar type of yakuza mermaid story. So it makes sense.
It's very distinctive, isn't it? But yet it just works.
Yeah, it makes sense as well because humans can't turn into mermaids, but the mermaids, they have legs. Like they can have legs, and the moment water touches their legs, they obviously get their mermaid tail. So you can see like the strength and power dynamic already with the little weakling little humans and the mermaids. And it's good.
Yeah, I think I bought in when Sun drops the whole honor among thieves is honor under the seas. That line is still one of my favorites in all of anime, and I cannot help but like cackle every time I hear it because it is so silly, but it just has this power behind it somehow where I'm like, hell yeah, I want to join this Yakuza mermaid family. Like, I'll die for these people with codes like that.
With the song playing in the background and the pedals. Fun. Oh my gosh, speaking of which, the soundtrack in this anime is so good. It is so good. The songs in this anime are really, really good.
Yeah. It stands up really, really strong. I think as far as the tone goes, like, yeah, this is just a pure straight up rom-com, but then we get, yeah, these heavy yakuza parody elements in there, but it just fuses together so damn well. And then
Yeah.
like seeing where Sun has sort of this like chivalry mode that she pulls out sometimes with the cherry blossoms and the enka music, like even though there is these constant threats of violence that never really, I guess, are acted upon, like the tone, the mashup of the tone, I feel it really works because it's just enjoyable and wholesome and silly,
Yeah.
and you suspend your disbelief because it just works. It works for me.
Yeah. No, I agree. They're just really good characters, honestly.
They're well written and very well fleshed out. And yeah, in these first 3 episodes, especially, like it's hard to really create and build out a world in 20 odd minutes and try and hold a viewer's attention to get them coming back. But I feel that was done in the first like 10 minutes for me, like where I'm like, you know what, this is bonkers. I'm in.
Yeah.
Like, let's ride, like, let's go. So there wasn't any sort of like jarring or whiplash from me transitioning between, you know, the sweet romantic moments and just that complete absurd comedy. Like I feel it just fuses together, and you know, like that juggling act I mentioned earlier, like it just works so well.
Yeah, and all the characters that get introduced in the first 3 episodes, they're all enjoyable as well. I never found any of them annoying. They all played their part. They were all funny. Like every character is funny. And yeah, it's good.
It's so good.
So good.
Yeah, and I think like the pacing across these first 3 episodes, like I feel the progression works really well. Like episode 1 setting up the drowning, the rescue, and then the forced marriage, and then introducing the Seto family. Episode 2, we get the first date at the Bond Festival where we see every stall is run by gang members, and you know there's some just crazy hijinks throughout that episode. And then episode 3 sort of cranks up the assassination attempts with Maki literally trying to drown Nagasumi 45 meters underwater. Like I feel the escalation just worked from episode 1, 2 to 3. Like it built nicely and it felt really natural.
Yeah, I agree.
It's so fun. And I think like we've sort of talked about it throughout this like little chunk of the podcast. Like the world is very much fully realized. Like it's not underdeveloped. I feel by the end of episode 3, we get a really big and good understanding of, you know, the life above and below the seafloor, you could sort of say. And, you know, we're getting introduced to rival gangs and mermaid celebrities and all these hierarchies. But the show doesn't really bog itself down in over explanation. Like it just respects the viewer and just understands that we're going to be able to sort of grasp what's happening and just keeps going.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Oh, it's just so good. Guys,
really
you need to
is.
watch it.
It really is. As far as the characters, like we sort of touched on them here and there in sort of the podcast so far, but let's talk about our main protagonist. Like you said, some pretty glowing words regarding Nagasumi earlier. Like he's that very classic normal guy in an absurd situation, you know, constantly terrified, constantly getting beaten up and completely out of his depth, whether it be, you know, literally or metaphorically.
Yeah.
But he is that sort of lovable coward archetype that you can't help but root for.
Yeah, he's actually not an annoying MC. He's funny and witty, and or even though like all these shenanigans are happening to him, he still like, you know, fights back. And the relationship between him and Sun is so wholesome as well. Like he sees her determination to do what's right by the mermaids, and he feels a sense of duty towards her as well because obviously she saved his life. And yeah, I really like their dynamic, and I feel like, yeah, because there are a lot of animes where the MC to me is usually like when they're a coward, they're annoying or they're too much of a pushover. But I feel like Nagasumi is a good balance of being the punching bag, but also fighting back, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so. Like, yeah, he's not cowardly to the point of having no fight in him. He's just, he knows when to, I guess, take a punch and then, you know, try and step up and show that he cares about Sun and, you know, doing what he can to respect the, you know, the mermaid lore and everything else like that. So I feel he really works as a lead, and he's a guy you can't help but root for, and you laugh at, but you also laugh with all the situations that he gets into because
and his
they
reactions
are constant.
too. Yeah, his reactions are just, I can't explain it through words. You just have to see it. But his reactions to the things that are happening either to him or to Sun or just around him, so funny. And then every time he sees Masa,
It kills me every time.
and then the mom,
Yeah.
Nagasumi's mom, bro. The parents themselves are just hilarious. They're
Yeah.
so funny. I love their dynamic as well.
Yeah.
So
Everyone
good.
just sort of works
Yeah.
and I want to say they know their role in this anime, but they are all like perfectly like just slotted
In
into
harmony,
their
yeah.
places. Yeah, in
Yeah.
harmony. That's a perfect way to
Yeah.
describe it.
Yeah.
So Sun Seto, obviously, she is the mermaid princess that is now into sort of a quote unquote marriage with Nagasumi. I like that she's sort of this contradiction in a way where she is genuinely sweet and kind and very deeply committed to mermaid chivalry.
Yeah.
She's willing to pull out a katana when needed to sort of fight for
Yeah.
her or people she cares about's honor. But then she's also very clueless when it comes to human society. But she's fantastic. Like, I really enjoy her. I also love on the English dub, you get a bit of that sort of bogan American twang with her like VA work where, instead of it's you, it's ya. And like you get a sort of,
yes. Speaking in a yakuza kind of way. Yeah.
But it's great. And she, like her and Nagasumi, they're a really perfect coupling, I think, as far as sort of our co-leads for the show, and they really carry it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Oh, so cute.
Another one I wanted to shout out, Gozaburo Seto. So we're talking Sun's dad.
When he was crying blood to Maki. Oh my God, like, bro.
Yeah, he's like somehow the most terrifying but also most pathetic character in anime at times.
Yes.
Because this dude is like a literal sea dragon, head of an underwater crime syndicate, but yet he's either spending every episode trying to kill Nagasumi or crying because Sun is leaving him. Like, he's so great, and he's menacing but a complete joke, and the balance somehow works. Like, it's very believable.
He's a really funny character. I enjoy him a lot. And like how he's like so soft towards his daughter, but then he knows that he doesn't want his daughter to hate her, so he needs to accept Nagasumi as his son when Nagasumi calls him dad. Oh my God.
It's so good. And
so
like
stupid.
I love how, like, because he does look scary, he's got scars
scary,
all over his body. Like,
yeah.
he's a very large man. Like, he's that stereotypical scary protective father you see in anime. But then you see underneath that he's just a big crybaby and loves his daughter more than anything. So he's great. Let's talk Maki. So the girl, I guess, that sort of initially got you into this anime by her being on the the box art.
No, it wasn't Maki.
Oh, it was Maki.
Luna.
Sorry. Oh, it was Luna. Sorry.
But I do like Maki. But Maki, when I first saw her, the first thing, because her voice, the way she talks, do you know Sumomo from Chobits?
Yeah, but I can't picture this.
Sumomo's the little tiny pink persicom of the
yeah.
They have very similar vibes in terms of like, kawaii desu.
I wonder if the same VA might be
I don't know.
doing them both. Who knows?
But I thought of that. And then when you see the true Maki, bro, so good. So stupidly funny.
It is like she's a 3-inch assassin. You know, she's this tiny little conch, and she is very opposed to this marriage. She does not want it happening. She's got military grade weapons hiding in her conch shell somehow, and she's got probably the sharpest tongue in the cast. Like always calling Nagasumi sea lice all the time.
Oh yes.
Like, I don't know how I feel. If someone referred to me as a sea lice constantly, I feel it'll probably break me down a little bit, because I feel that's a very derogatory thing to say to somebody. But she is fantastic because she just wants to, take down Nagasumi, drown him in the depths and get rid of him. She is like chaos incarnate, but she works, and she's a great addition to sort of that ancillary cast.
Yeah. For context, Maki is Sun's bodyguard.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why she was mentioning that Sun has always treated her so kindly. So she's going to make sure no sea lice is going to get with her. So, but yeah, no, Maki's a very funny character. So cute.
She's great. Like you mentioned, Nagasumi's parents, fantastic. Even though like
so
doing
good.
the rewatch in the first episode where Masa's giving CPR to
my God,
Nagasumi, and then Nagasumi's mum's like, "Oh, I wish that was me." Like,
But let's talk later, honey.
I misinterpreted the first time where I thought, "Oh, like is that she wants to be making out with her son?" But then I'm like, "Oh no, it's because Masa, the stoic bodyguard." Like the penny dropped the second time around because I'm like, "Oh no, stranger danger." But no, it's like, no, she's just fawning over Masa like most people do.
Like everyone does.
Yeah. Yeah, he's so great. And
Such
yeah,
a
like
good character.
him stealing Nagasumi's first kiss via CPR is one of the best bits in this series and in these first 3 episodes.
And then Sun's like, "Oh, you don't want me because I didn't give you your first kiss," and then runs away and then like blasts him with sonic waves. And then the scene where he's like completely bandaged up from head to toe, say, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm all good." So good.
It's so
just
great.
silly. Yeah.
It is so silly
good.
and it's such a nostalgic sitcom type of vibe from yesteryear, but it still holds up today, which I love. So yeah, Masa, another one of the great characters. Nagasumi's parents, the material they get given, they always just seem to land on the joke or the bit, and they're hilarious. As far as the character dynamics and the relationships, obviously the central beating heart of this story is the Sun Nagasumi relationship. You know,
and
they're
the
gonna get
love
married.
blossoming. Yeah. Does it blossom? Who knows? You gotta watch it.
Yeah, it's very sweet and weird in its own way. Like she's genuinely trying to be a good wife. And he's genuinely trying not to die. But there's also this whole broader family dynamic with this within the Seto group. Like I feel the chemistry is well sort of earned with all the main characters, but especially with Sun and Nagasumi.
Yeah. And at the end of episode 3, we see that Seto's Sun says, "Oh, I'm going to be living with you, blah, blah, blah." That kind of reminds me, which is what I forgot to mention in my top ever animes. You know Sergeant Carrero?
Oh, yeah.
That
a deep
house dynamic, that's my favorite. I can't believe I forgot about it. I literally have Carrero right here. But yeah, it kind of reminds, because I actually watched My Bride Is A Mermaid before I ever watched Sergeant Carrero. But the family home, I feel it's very, not similar, but I get, you know what I mean? Where it's just chaos. Yeah, just chaos in that house. But yeah.
It does make like these chaotic households, like they kind of look like they'd be fun to live in. Like, yeah, you might be, depending on who you are, you might be fearing for your life 24/7, but it feels like it would be an enjoyable way to live in some of these, chaotic sort of found family or sort of shared family sort of, dynamics.
No day would be boring, especially if you're trying not to die.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel as far as most compelling character introduction, I've got to say, Shark Fujishiro being introduced as an actual great white shark really sort of resonated for me. And yeah, sort of just how he's presented is completely normal and moves on. But I enjoyed, Shark Fujishiro as my main introduction of a character that sort of stood out more than most.
Okay. I'd say mine would probably be Masa, just because of like everything that happened with him. Like when he first comes in to get Nagasumi to meet the big boss, right? And then everyone falls for him. But yeah, I'd say Masa would be my most impact introduction.
Yeah. Masa, just a dude. He's a man's man. He's a woman's man. Like you can't help but
he's everyone's man.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, with that English voice acting, having, Christopher Sabat doing the voice, takes you places. I'll tell you what, like, he's just got such a distinctive vocal delivery and I'm here for it. I think the great thing, especially with these first 3 episodes, I don't feel like any of the character introductions as far as the main ensemble felt flat or unnecessary. Like everybody was introduced, they served a purpose, they moved the plot forward, they added some context or some comedic relief. Like I feel they really rounded out the cast in that first 3 episodes well without anybody leaving me going, what are they there for? Like, get them off my screen.
Yeah. As I said, like, I didn't find anyone annoying, like, especially in the first 3 episodes. Like, actually, in the entire anime, no one's annoying. But
There you go.
yeah, no, they all are good characters. They're all different. And no, it's good.
Hell yeah. All right, let's move into some of our standout or favorite moments from these first 3 episodes. I've sort of got them sort of subcategorized. So maybe like, the best act, like if you can remember specifically to this, or maybe we can just ignore the sort of subcategories and we can just riff for some of our favorites. But as far as like the funniest moment, I feel there is just so many to sort of say one above the rest. Have you got one that you feel could sort of stand taller than the others?
I'm only going to say this scene because how I was crying, laughing, watching it. My first time is with the banana gun.
We talked about this earlier offline. Yeah.
Because like leading up to it, he's given like a tiny little blob of fairy floss. And then at the next stall, he's given the core of the apple. So when the gun came out, I just didn't expect it. It was just so funny to me. So I would say that one was my funniest moment. And then upon rewatch, I would have to say when Seto's dad was crying blood talking to Maki, like just how intense and how stupid, like it's so crazy what's happening.
Like you can't go wrong picking from any of these 3 episodes, like even from episode 1, like that CPR scene, just the hijinks surrounding That's it, like so with everyone else like watching on, like we mentioned Nagasumi's mom, and then Nagasumi freaking out about his first kiss getting stolen, and Masa just being so deadpan with that CPR. Like I'd say that's up there for me. Gozaburo's just his mood and his just general death stares, and then the dramatic stare downs with Nagasumi, like you said, where they have the animation change ups in some of those as well, where they really simplify the character models or really meeben up, just, had me cackling. And then at the Bond Festival in episode 2, where every activity is run by the Seto gang. Yeah. And, it's the goldfish scooping game where they're literally trying to scoop up gang members.
Yeah. So they give Sun like all the cute little goldfish to save. And then I forgot the exact words that Nagasumi says, but he says like, isn't this like mermaid trafficking?
And it's just,
and then they say to him, oh, this is your goldfish. And it's the great white shark.
It's so good.
It's so stupid.
It's so stupid, but it just works. It works the entire time. Like nothing sort of breaks that immersion, that enjoyment for me throughout these 3 episodes. Then obviously, or 26 episodes. In its entirety. What would you say would be your like the most or your favorite like emotional beat? Like there is a lot of comedy on display here, as we've just been talking about, but I think there's some nice, genuine, heartfelt moments as well.
When Sun was talking about how much the ring matters to her, because it's not just like she's all in. When Nagasumi got her just like that plastic bead ring and she lost it, it meant a lot to her. But he was just like, oh, don't worry about it. Like initially he agreed to the marriage just to survive, but you can see that he's like, oh, actually, I do care about Sun. Let's find this ring. So I liked that. Was a really cute interaction. And like every time she blushes when he says something, and then I
think it juggles the crazy zany comedy with the heart really well. Like it knows when to sort of shift gears and shift tones, and it'll warm the heart up, and then it'll have you nearly pissing yourself from all the laughter. Sort of
there are serious, wholesome moments that happen, and it's cute. It's really cute.
Yeah, it's super, super cute. Like, like when Nagasumi is really struggling to tell Sun that he has to leave. In episode 3, like you can see very conflicted about hurting her feelings. Like you can see that, he genuinely cares. He doesn't sort of spend 25 of 26 episodes just saying, I'm doing this for my own safety. Like you can see he's got a big heart and he worries about this girl, and he genuinely starts to sort of, care and potentially develop feelings for her. And then her response is, that she's going to move to Saitama to be with him because she takes this commitment so seriously. Like, it is
she's
very
all in.
Sweet. Yeah. Like it's admirable. I respect the hell out of it. And like as a guy that loves love and loves sort of rom-coms, this just,
Yeah.
hits those marks for me and checks those boxes. So yeah, it really gets me. Was there any moments in these 3 episodes you're watching that was like, what was your most confusing or like, what the hell just happened? Like, was there any scenes or moments where you're just like, what? I beg your pardon? Like where it is a bit of whiplash?
No, actually. Everything just made sense to me and everything was just funny. So I don't think I had any moments like that. Maybe when the octopus came out and goes, Killy, I'm like, wait, what? How baby talks.
Yeah, I think you're right. Everything somehow just makes sense in this very
Yeah.
unique world. Like, and it wasn't something that sort of confused me or like was a big what the heck just happened moment. But I guess sort of seeing Sun's legs randomly transform into a tail when wet, like
Oh,
that's the only thing. But I'm like, that makes sense. Like, how else is she
yeah.
gonna live on the land and
Yeah.
be a wife to Nagasumi? So there wasn't really anything that really made the jaw hit the floor. On the inverse of that, we sort of talked about when this show first really hooked you, and you said it was really early on. But was there any scenes in these 3 episodes, or even if you want to sort of talk beyond it, that almost lost you? Like, was there a moment watching this series where you're like, actually, maybe not, I'm out, or were you just riding this thing
Nope.
from to the end?
I watched it. I sat down, watched it, and I finished it the same day.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
that's impressive. That's
I mean,
very
what else
impressive.
was I going to do back then? What else? I had a lot of time, but no, I had no thoughts of dropping it. And then when I finished it, I rewatched it. And then ever since, like 20 years ago, I've just been telling everybody, you guys need to watch this. It's so funny. But yeah, like no one's ever heard of it except me and now you.
Yeah, it's
And
a
now
shame.
everyone else listening.
Exactly. We've got to do our part to try and get this anime out to the masses
It's
because
good. Yeah.
it is fantastic. It's funny. It holds up, and yeah, there's just so many other good, impactful moments. Like, I'm not going to sort of go through them all in grave detail, but like those opening scenes where we have the drowning rescue, like I
Yeah.
feel that's a big moment that's both romantic but also maybe a catalyst for future suffering that Nagasumi is going to be dealing with being in this relationship. The water transformation reveals, like I said, that can always add some unnecessary stakes because you never know where water's going to come from to potentially derail this relationship and expose Sun to the world, and maybe then more people are going to have to get killed by the mermaid mafia. But just some good moments, and like you said in yours, the Gozaburo crying those tears of blood, like that is just so over the top, but just
You guys just
such
have
a
to watch
perfect
the
embodiment.
scene to understand because it's just it's so silly. It's so funny.
It
But
really
yeah.
is. It really is. All right, so let's sort of talk animation, sound, and style. Like we sort of talked a bit offline, where this anime aired in 2007, so we're looking at that mid 2000s era TV, but it holds up. Like the designs, I feel they're really distinctive, and the show leans very hard
Yes.
into visual comedy.
Yeah.
The exaggerated facial expressions, those dramatic sort of speed lines, the deformed reactions, the
Yeah.
magical girl-esque transformations with Sun. But I feel it just holds up so well for an anime that was done 2 decades ago. Like, it doesn't feel cheap. The art is done well. The colors are fantastic. And the characters, like, I'm here for it all.
Yeah. Everyone looks good. Even Nagasumi in his own way is such a cute character. And the soundtrack, the music in this is so good. Even the intro song is a banger. The intro song, never skip.
Yeah, so the intro song called Romantic Summer.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's just a fun little upbeat, sort of cheerful pop song. It's very cute and maybe a little deceptive in its cuteness, knowing that the chaos of the show actually presents. But I feel it works really well, and it's just a little toe tapper. Like, again, I never skip a good OP, even if I hear it 26 times in a row, for example, like for this series.
Yeah,
But
it's good.
The open is so strong, and the images that we get presented with it are really nice too, with Sun in various cute poses with the ocean imagery. Very, very sort of traditional rom-com stuff as far as the opening visuals go.
Yeah, and Sun's like theme song when she's going into her honorable talk, it's a great song. Apparently the voice actor, the Japanese voice actor, actually sings that song and sings the intro.
Yeah, I saw that, which is impressive stuff.
Yeah. The songs are really good.
Yeah, the songs are really good. Like the ending theme, The Road Home to Tomorrow,
Yeah.
a little bit more melancholic
Yeah.
and romantic. It's a bit of a tonal shift from that sort of little pop ditty in the opening.
Yeah.
But again, I sort of like when you get that yin and yang with openings and endings where you sort of
Yes.
get different vibes at the start and the back. So it sort of lets all the comedy breathe for a minute and just go, oh, yeah, there is some sweetness and cuteness to it. And it's sort of
Yeah.
hand in glove with the opening theme, Romantic Summer 2, for sure.
Yeah, the music definitely matches the anime style, but I wouldn't say the anime style is kawaii at all.
Mm.
It is quite unique, actually. Like even Nagasumi's eyes, how the pupils are like rectangle. A lot of the characters have that same type of style as well.
Yeah. We certainly get like the
it's
the
quite
big eyes
unique.
of the 2000s, but yeah, then
But it's
the
different.
iris shape is different in its way.
It's different. Yeah.
But yeah, like watching it again, like I rewatched episode 1, 2, and 3 last night and then this morning. Yeah, like it just feels like this could be in syndication in the current season. Like if this dropped right now, I wouldn't bat an eyelid and go, no way, this doesn't look like it's out now. Like it looks great. And it's just a good, fun watch. Like the cinematography's really done well. The art direction's really great. Like I said, the character models themselves are cool and cute and intimidating depending on the characters. And then you combine that with this really great sort of vocal cast. Like the Japanese voice cast is excellent. Like, Haruko Moimoi is who handles Sun. And sort of hearing not only her sweet normal voice, but then those dramatic chivalry type of declarations. And then combined with now, like you highlighted how she, sings the opening and stuff. Like she's a very talented individual. Like she does a hell of a performance with Sun.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah. And then sort of Kenta Miyake as Gozaburo. I think he does really well as the menacing yet soft father. Like seeing him jump from gonna rip your head off to gonna, fill this bucket with all my tears in seconds just really works. And then, like I said earlier, Christopher Sabat, who handles Masa, does really well. Todd Harborcorn does Nagasumi, and I feel he's perfect for this role. Like he voiced Natsu in Fairy Tail, Death the Kid in Soul Eater, Hikaru in Oran High School. So there's some crossover there with some of your favorites.
Wow.
And he sort of specializes in that sort of lovable, energetic characters who sort of get put through the ringer. So we know exactly what Todd's going to do in Nagasumi's shoes there in the English dub. Have you listened / watched the English dub, or have you only ever just done the Japanese?
Well, the DVD has both. So I have watched the first episode in English, but I just, because I got both, I just revert to the Japanese. But I do know what you're talking about with like Nagasumi's voice, Sun's voice, like the English cast, but I don't know beyond episode 1, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like I've watched my first watch through of this, back in, I don't know, 2009, 2010. It was the Japanese cast.
My first time on the VCD was Japanese as well.
Yeah. But either way, depending on how you want to consume your content, whether you want to do the Japanese or the English, you're going to have a great time, because either way, the casts delivered fantastic sort of work and energy for those characters. Yeah, it's just enjoyable, and we don't yuck anybody's yums anyway. If you're a dub watcher, you do you. If you're a sub watcher, you do you. Like however you want to consume your content is fine. And I think a lot of dubs these days have gotten a lot better anyway, but for a dub for an anime that's nearly 2 decades old, double thumbs up, hat tip, all the good remarks, because the cast were on a bit of a heater with this one.
That's true.
Yeah. Any other vocal performances that stood out to you that you wanted to sort of shout out?
Maki, especially in the Japanese, when she goes from her kawaii desu desu to I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's very typical like Japanese yakuza voice. And then Masa's voice.
Yeah, Masa was fantastic too.
The mom, when Masa comes on and her voice changes. And actually Nagasumi's as well. Every time Masa's there, their voice just change. It's actually so good.
And it's just a good subtle way of changing the tone or the tension or adding some more depth to the characters. And like talking about Maki, like Monica Rial voices her, and like she's done, Bulma in Dragon Ball, Mira Jane in Fairy Tail, Suya Asui, who's, Froppy in My Hero Academia. So we've got a lot of these VAs crossing over, like Chris Sabat in My Hero. So there's a lot of 6 degrees of separation going on here with a lot of these characters. But yeah, it just works. The vocals work, the character's style works, and it just is very enjoyable. So let's sort of shift into the final part of this potty here, Ness. I think the first question is probably rhetorical because we've talked about, our experiences with it. Like, and the question I was going to ask you is like, did it leave you wanting more? But I guess I've sort of got to change the context here because you've watched it front to back. You binged all in one day, like you just mentioned. But would you love to see like future seasons of this, I guess, as far as wanting more, like, or are you content with how the story wraps up and, satisfied with what it gave you in that conclusion?
I am content with how it ended, and sometimes less is more. I think it was enough, and it's obviously left an impression on me. So I think it's good.
Okay. Would you recommend this anime to beginners?
Yes, of course. It's like one of my first rom-coms actually, because I usually watch shonen and psychological animes back then.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't really count Sailor Moon because I was like a kid when I watched it. But yeah, I usually watched, and when I did watch romance, it was like strictly romance, not rom-com. So this was like, yeah, my first anime that left me literally in tears. And it was my first rom-com, so can be yours too.
Hell yeah. I'd recommend it for beginners. Like, I
Yeah, it's
feel
good.
it's a pretty straightforward comedy premise, boy meets girl, comedy ensues. But then on the other hand, it is very aggressively Japanese in its humor. And I mean that in the best
Yeah, it
possible
is.
way.
It is.
Like the yakuza film parodies, the enka music, the cultural gags, the rapid fire references, like it all just works for me as just a fan of this medium. And yeah, I love rom-coms, and this is one of my favorite, I think, in anime, sort of upon reflection.
It's so good. It's no words. You just need to watch it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'd recommend this for anime beginners or seasoned anime fans. Like, I feel there's something you can take away from this, and like if you enjoy those 80s, 90s, early 2000s comedy anime like School Rumble, Ranma One Half, like I mentioned earlier, or Hayate the Combat Butler, like if you are vibing with any of those, this is in a conversation for that era and that tone. So you're gonna have a damn good time.
Yeah. And even the art style, like it's aged really well. Like, as you said, you can't really tell it was from 20 years ago.
No.
And the music as well has aged very well, because I can definitely hear the intro just coming out now for a random anime. Yeah.
It's the total package. So on the flip side of that question for you, Ness, who is this anime not for? Who would you not recommend this anime to? Probably a hard question because you're probably going to say I recommend it to everybody, but like,
I literally throughout these past 20 years have just recommended it to everybody. So I don't know. I guess if you don't like laughing, then don't watch it.
Yeah, like if you're a miserable curmudgeon who doesn't enjoy good content, don't watch this anime. But I feel like if you want like genuine, deep-rooted, slow burn romance with no silliness, for sure. Like if you want serious, straight down the line storytelling and yeah, like yearning.
It's very lighthearted. Yeah.
You're probably going to be disappointed if that's what you're going looking for this. But if you are comedy first, romance second, but you want them to coexist, this is an anime for you.
Yeah, I would say this is definitely comedy first. Yeah. And then romance second. Yeah, I agree.
All right. So I want to ask you as well. This is sort of a two-parter. The first one is going to be, I want to get your final rating, and you can use whatever scale that you want to make up. This is completely up to you. So it could be out of 10, 5 stars, letter grade, number of conch shells, out of 5 conch shells, like however you want to score this in your own unique way, Ness. What would you rate My Bride Is A Mermaid?
Well, if it's not obvious, it's a 10 out of 10. It's left such an impact on me these past however many years, almost 20. How can it not be a 10? if I'm still talking about it all these years later when I watched it when I was like 19. So it has to be a 10. 10 booms out of 10.
10 booms out of 10. I love that. And like you said, like the fact that you were still waxing poetically about it 2 decades later with that probably that same level of enthusiasm and love and like dedication to this title, even though, yeah, it's climbing to 20 years since it came out. Like I think it says a lot about this anime and the impact it made. And yeah, 10 booms. Can't argue with it. Can't argue with it. So I want to now ask you, like, give me a 1-sentence pitch to convince someone to watch My Bride Is A Mermaid.
Okay, this is genuinely what I would say. Just watch it. It's so funny. That's my pitch.
It's solid. There's a lot of mystery and intrigue there. I'm
Just
like,
watch it. It's
ooh.
so funny.
Yeah.
That
I
is
like
literally
that.
what I've told everyone. Because I feel like I can't really explain what I don't know. It's just watch it. It's so funny.
But I think like that can sell a lot of people, you know, just in that line there, because there's still so much mystery and so much to potentially unpack. Like you're giving away nothing, but anyone that enjoys a laugh, when you say just watch it, it's so funny, they go, I like to laugh. Hell yeah, I'm going to chuck it on. But
I mean, that I hope so.
but if you want a bit more depth, it's The Godfather meets Little Mermaid with the comedic energy of a Looney Tunes cartoon. We've got Yakuza honor codes and absolutely zero chill. That's what I'm going to sort of say as far as my little line. But yeah, just watch it. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Please do.
But yeah, no, it is so good.
Okay, so that's My Bride Is A Mermaid, episode 1 to 3, a chaotic deep dive into underwater yakuza, shotgun marriages, and the most aggressively absurd romantic comedy of 2007. Ness, thank you for taking the plunge with me, and thank you for taking your podcast plunge for the first time in history. You've been a natural, you've been a magician, you've been a master. You are going to be doing this yourself in no time. And to everyone listening, if you need a show that's pure comedic chaos with heart, this is it. Just maybe don't think too hard about the logistics of mermaid anatomy. Trust me on this one. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to not only this podcast, but all the podcasts you listen to on the regular. Those ratings and reviews take no time. They cost no money. And it's just some good karma to pay forward to content creators like ourselves. If you can do us both a solid, check us out on the social media. You can find me at More Than Senpai, and you can find Ness at Ness Alpaca. That's NESSALPACA. Ness, anything you'd like to shout out or like spotlight as far as some cool things you got coming up, or some cool things that the audience can dig into from your side before we get on out of here?
I'll leave that a mystery, but I do want to say thank you so much for having me. It's actually been really fun. I didn't know that I could yap about anime forever. Who knew, huh?
It just means we're just going to have to get you back on for future episodes to talk about some other little gems that we may love as well. So, yeah, keep that calendar open and we'll get you back on here soon. But yeah, thank you again so much for jumping on. You've been a fantastic guest. Nessa's links are in the show notes, so be sure to follow her on all those platforms and keep up with all the awesome content that she is sending out there on the regular. But Segoy Squad, whether your anime be subbed, dubbed, or still yet to come, enjoy yourself and much love to all the gorgeous waifus and husbandos out there. Goodbye.
Baka!
そう僕が嫌い